The one common theme is that we all love horses. We all are very passionate about what we do with the horses, and there's no reason why, since we share that common thread amongst us all, that we all shouldn't have equal opportunity to have access to the same
Karen
things.
from Mindset Equestrian here with Amy Hassinger with AP Hassinger and Equine Healthcare International, which are two of my favorite brands. You had product box sent to me earlier this year with the lovely rhinestone pants, size 36, that fit my size 18 body and frame.
And they're beautiful on you.
They look beautiful because they are beautiful. I am definitely blessed to be wearing the pants. And you also sent me a whole bunch of supplements, a few other products that as a dressage rider, and I also do other breeds, but we haven't seen a whole bunch of the products, and we got to try them all year. The supplements, there's a focus supplement and there's a calm supplement. We used it with the Arabs. Everybody went top 5 or champion.
All right.
We've used it with the Adventures, the focus. Everyone has done extremely well with their dressage scores.
Perfect.
It's all natural ingredients. And so she is blessing me. We're going to go talk about the supplements later. But right now we are in front of your stunning facility.
Thank you. Thank you.
You and Jim have a rehab facility here.
We do. Hassinger Farm is the campus on which Hassinger Equine Sports Medicine is based, along with Hassinger Equine Rehabilitation Center and the Hassinger Equine Breeding Services. So initially the property was purchased back in 2003, so we've been here over 20 years. And the original 60-acre property and 40-stall barn was a training facility. And so we operated as a hunter-jumper training facility for many years. And then around 2008, as we grew out our veterinary clinic and were on the road with our mobile hospitals, we realized that many of the horses we were treating on the road didn't have a place to go to heal, to be managed. So that's when we decided to close down the commercial operation, become amateurs, and then focus on the rehab. So most of the facility for over a decade has been rehabilitation horses. So this particular facility has an aquapacer underwater treadmill, an ECB cold salt water leg spa. We have a TheraPlate stall, so not just a plate, but literally the entire stall is a system. Dry treadmills, the RLT regenerative laser. There are not that many of them out there.
You have the hot walker.
We have, yes, the big Craft horse walker. It was an 8-horse walker reconfigured for 6 horses so that we had a bit more room for the horses. And then, of course, about 2 years ago, we expanded the veterinary operation to include breeding. So we can go back and show you our breeding operation. We have a lovely breeding building there in state-of-the-art laboratory. So we offer collection breeding services. And then, of course, we have our personal stallions here, Sir Sandra and Kadush Z, hunter stallions. But this is kind of the backdrop and for the development of the products. They were all developed actually here on property based on a need.
You have 2 other stallions.
We have a few, yes. We have the hunter stallions, Sir Sandro and Kadush Z. We do have a paint that belongs to our breeding manager, but we also have the stallion figured I'm Invited. He is a double registered quarter horse and paint. He's a world champion in both, and breeds mares all over the country and some overseas. So he's really interesting because he's an all-around stallion in the quarter horse world.
And your breeding program is fresh, cooled, and frozen?
We do. We do all of it here.
And the mares can come here?
They can.
And stay here. Do you do foaling as well?
We have done foaling previously. We don't do a ton of it other than our own. But we did foaling last season, yes.
You and Jim are so humble. She's world champion, Congress champion. Is that correct? And then I can't even begin to. I even did a deep dive on the way in and thought I would have the Rolodex ready for all the hunter accomplishments you both have accomplished in your careers.
We've been very fortunate to.
You've shown everywhere.
We have shown everywhere and been very blessed in showing some wonderful horses that we developed ourselves. Many of them we imported, others we bred. But it's a passion. We live here on property. And everything we do here with not only our horses, but the horses that the clients entrust to us, we treat them like our horses, and they mean a lot to us. And again, the products that are developed on the Equine Healthcare International Company were really things that we just felt like we needed here in the hospital. They weren't available in the market, And I've always been in the mind that if you can't find it, then just go ahead and develop it.
Absolutely.
So many of the EquiCalm, EquiFocus, and then our flagship product, the Proms earplugs, were developed here actually in the vet clinic. They weren't established originally for training purposes. They were actually developed here in the hospital for the rehab horses decades ago.
Before we started this, Jim and I were in the barn talking. We can't legally use them currently for dressage, but I use them a lot to help them, like the first day move in, the stalls, horses get anxious.
Certainly.
Pop the palms in, they start to soothe. Hauling for some of the horses, just the noise of hauling.
Absolutely.
Because hunters, you all are used to the palms. We're not allowed to have them for Arabs. We're not allowed to have them in dressage. I don't know. Are they legal for quarter horses?
They are legal for quarter horses, and we're working with FEI to see if we can push forward with a rule change, because currently in FEI they do allow earplugs for prize giving, which is silly to me. Because,
that is true.
You can use them for prize giving, so the ceremony goes beautifully and no one goes AWOL, but you can't use it in competition. But yet we ask these world-class athletes to get on airplanes, fly over the world, all over the world. And the funny thing is, we use saddle pads to protect the backs from saddles. We use girths. We use various pieces of equipment, jumping boots to protect them, but we can't do something as very simple as an earplug, which certainly helps protect them from a lot of the distractions in arenas, such as noises, etc. And one of the many reasons they were developed is because we actually had a horse that got distracted showing in an indoor coliseum with a child running down, and just took his gaze away for just a brief moment, as any animal would do in an unnatural situation. And he misjudged a takeoff in a combination of jumps on the line, and missed the back rail and the oxer, and came down and fractured his leg.
Amy, I'm so sorry.
You know, and to think that something as simple as just a simple earplug to just simply deaden some of the exterior noises that can cause distractions, and those distractions can be deadly.
Well, we talk most of the year, there's been a whole bunch of scandal this year of how do we keep the horses below threshold so that they're not amped up, so the riders have to ride tactfully, which can become an abusive type of look for our industry, which none of us want, by the way. So it's all about keeping the horses below thresholds. And yes, unfortunately, when you're on that stage, unfortunately, it's to the public eye. So you're unfortunately watching the horses desensitize themselves, and the riders try to get them through. It's that fine line. So I'm all for the supplements, the palms. I'm new to the bit. The Bit Butter. The Bit Butter. What do you all use that for?
Thank you for asking. Bit Butter was something that was developed a number of years ago for a variety of reasons, but most importantly, one of the most neglected joints in a horse's body is their temporomandibular joint. We inject hocks, we inject stifles, we inject backs, but if you think about it, the one joint the horses use more than anything is their temporomandibular joint, because they're constantly eating. And that particular joint tends to have a fair amount of inflammation, and when that joint is stiff and tight, or has arthritis, you know, the horses lock up in their jaws. And then we start moving to other things, such as stronger bits. Or we do a nose band to close their mouth. So we took a moment, took a step back, and decided to develop a product that we thought would be helpful. So we developed the Bit Butter. And Bit Butter is an all-natural product. It's basically a beeswax, not a petroleum, that has jojoba, vitamin E, and aloe. And what we're trying to do with that product is a couple of things. Number one, we lubricate the bit in the corners of their mouth, so that as you're communicating with their mouth, which you do more than anything else, the bit slides gingerly across their tongue and across the corners of their mouth, so they're a bit responsive. The second thing is, when the bit is palatable like that, and has a little tiny touch of peppermint essential oil, not much, they suckle the bit the way that a foal suckles a bit, and they push their tongue to the roof of their mouth. And when they suckle that bit, it actually has a relaxing effect on their jaw, and they keep their mouth closed, and they pay attention to your signals. It also, that cooling effect of the peppermint also makes them pay attention to the bit, because it's sort of an unknown, it's a foreign sensation, much like if you give a horse a peppermint, they love them because it's different. It's sort of cool and it's sweet. So for us, we developed the Bit Butter, again, to lubricate the bit, to improve communication between the rider and the horse, to loosen up the templar mandibular joint, and when they suckle the bit, their whole top line gets soft, literally from nose to tail. They relax their top line, they relax their neck, their shoulders and back, their backs come up, their hind ends engage, and it really starts because they're relaxed up front. So it's super simple.
Amy needs to do more lives and more videos. You have explained that so well. They're always asking about like bits, legality, nosebands with all of us dressage riders. And again, that is my main discipline, but I'm fortunate like Amy to see a whole world of different disciplines and breeds. But you just described that so well. That's why the mouth is so important to us. And that's why it's such a glaring problem when it is a problem.
It certainly is a problem. In fact, Dr. Hassinger's coming 19-year-old stallion, Sir Sandra, is still showing at the highest levels in the hunter industry.
What are the highest levels, if you don't mind my asking?
Well, 4 feet is generally the highest. Sometimes the options in hunter derbies go up to 4.3, and he does them in the international derbies now. But he's in a D-ring hollow snaffle. Same bit he goes in at home is the same bit he goes in at the horse show. And not every horse is that way. Some of them get nervous and then we change bits, etc. But, you know, truthfully, what we've learned in the vet clinic that is they're comfortable, their mouth is educated, they're sucking on the bit properly, the bit moves in their mouth properly. You can get away with a softer bit. You don't have to have such a strong bit. And because we develop bits in our Equine Healthcare International company, we're familiar with a lot of the issues that come up. We can educate our horses and our riders and trainers to know you've got tools available. So bit butter is just a tool.
And we have boots. My clients use the boots that I love a boot, especially a quick boot like you all have sent. They're just quick wraps.
The Pro Series boots that you're talking of,
I love them.
Yeah, it's a fleece boot or synthetic fleece because some horses actually are allergic to lamb products. Which is the reason we do the synthetic is only because you wouldn't believe how many horses are allergic. You could put a sheepskin shipping halter and then they're broken out from head to toe. Basically felt that there was a need for sort of an elevated boot, so we did that, and our boots are slightly different in that the top of the boot has a roll down so that when they're jumping they don't hit their accessory carpal bone in the back of their knee, which causes a lot of soreness.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Our strike pads on the interior are a little bit firmer.
They are.
So that for our boots we use them not just for riding, we use them for turnout. Certainly they're beautiful enough to be used for showing in all disciplines. We do them in white for the dressage riders and then offer them in a black and a brown option. And because we do ponies as well, we're one of the few companies that actually offers it in 6 full sizes. So we do everything from a small pony, or for us, we do a lot of weanling and yearling thoroughbred preparation. And when they go out and romp around in the field, they actually go out in our boots because they don't tear them off, and it protects them, which is so vital in sales prep of young thoroughbreds.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of sizing, you were wearing, I believe, head-to-toe AP Hassinger.
I am. I actually am today. We developed this new line. These are our hunter breeches. I think I may have sent you some of our
white ones. I did see you had new products when you were, I think, in Texas or something.
We do. There was a really big, we have a lot of the big trade shows for equestrian products in this country are all in Dallas, at Dallas Market Center. We go 2 times a year. We go in January and go in August, where all the other vendors of all the products that you love are there, and they set up showrooms, temporary showrooms to display their products, and then tack shops come in and purchase products for each season. This year we were really, really fortunate, and we were offered a permanent showroom there, which we're super excited about. We're one of the few that was selected to have a permanent showroom. So
I can tell you, I walk around my house in those pants. They are the most comfortable. And as a plus size woman, speaking of which, you have sizing all the way up through 40.
We do. We are all inclusive. You know, we've always been of a mind, considering how the company was developed through need. I didn't fortuitously decide let's just do a clothing company for equestrians. It was really developed out of need, and now it's kind of sort of grown and taken on a life of its own.
It's fantastic.
You'll see it in a number of shops. You can find them online, and each quarter we roll out a few more partnerships with other tack shops, but we didn't want to just flood the market too early. So you can see them, look at it online, but there's a number of tack shops that carry the line. But yeah, the line was developed, again, based on a need that I had, and I felt if I had the need, then other people probably have it as well. And comfort's important. Functionality is important. And like it or not, you know, you want to look good, feel good. And the inclusive side in terms of adding the extra plus sizes was something that was requested It certainly is a bit more.
And we appreciate that. Please know that. We have not felt seen or heard, and we have felt very outcast up until the past few years. Certainly. And even opening that box, I felt very uncomfortable. They're not going to fit. They're not going to fit, because they sent me a 36. I am a size 18. Like a glove, they fit.
Thank you. We spent a lot of time developing the fit for all of the sizes, because even, you know, the girls that are in 20s, 22s, 24s, I mean, they have their own needs in addition to the middle sizes, the 28s, 30s, 32s. And then as we start to go into the 36, 38, and 40s, everybody's needs are a little bit different. So although each design is its own design, there are slight modifications in the fit so that, to your point, that they're functional, they're comfortable, you feel good, you look good, and you can wash them. You can wash them, throw them in the dryer, you can wear them in competition and feel that you're turned out to represent yourself the best way you can. So we're excited to be able to offer a full range of sizes for everybody and every type, because the one common theme is that we all love horses. We all are very passionate about what we do with the horses, and there's no reason why, since we share that common thread amongst us all, that we all shouldn't have equal opportunity to have access to the same things.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. So Amy's going to take me on a quick tour around the farm. We're going to talk even more about the supplements from your own warehouse. Is it Southern Pines?
Aberdeen Southern Pines.
So we're kind of between the track at Southern Pines and Carolina Horse Park.
We're very close to the Carolina Horse Park, close to the Pinehurst Harness Track, close to Pinehurst if you like to golf. It's really horses and golf. It's pretty much our community here.
Amy brought me to her warehouse and she let me try on so I can be like the Hassingers.
She's really
my
cute.
Bling.
Her lady jumpers.
Remember, I'm a size 18. These are size 36. She goes up through 40. While we were here, I stumbled onto a whole bunch of stuff from the EH1 line.
Yes.
And she's going to share that with you. We're going to go deep dive. I'm like the stuff that makes me absolutely so excited.
This is we're actually packing these to go. These are our Sedgefield breeches that are getting specially packed up to go to a customer. And so
oh, I love that. It's all about the packaging. If you've seen anything that Amy has done, the branding is all over, glitter. These fit like a glove. These are the pink and
these
blue.
Are the juniors. Yep. So we actually, these were so amazing. These were really popular. This was our navy schooling breech that we embellished with the pink piping. It has a beautiful pink crystal logo.
How cute is that?
Here. You can kind of see it
cute.
Sparkle a little bit. And the pockets in the back. So this is one of our really popular new colors that we did for summer. Those are actually going out.
Your shirt that you're wearing is an AP Hassinger.
It is.
Is it up for?
It is not available yet. This is one of our new Stable to Street design shirts that you can kind of see with the lace in the back.
You have to show the thumb on it.
Oh, certainly.
How neat is that? The details. You could go work out, do your Pilates.
You can. So I decided when I was riding, I always like to have the ability to kind of keep my shirt down if I need to. This has the lace embellishment in the back. So those will drop this fall in our Stable to Street collection.
And while I was walking back to change clothes, I saw my absolute favorite horse supplement, Calming and or Focus. Again, if you followed me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, you will understand that my Arabs have all gone national top 10, regional top 5, and or champion. My OTTBs have done their best dressage scores on the Focus or Calm. It comes in a tube form, and it is USEF legal.
And FEI legal, yes. Any discipline.
All natural, basically.
It is, all natural. It's amino acids. It's an amazing product. It's actually in a bismuth base, so the whole paste is actually maple praline flavor. People often ask, what flavor is that? Smells so good. It's actually maple praline, kind of like Aunt Jemima pancake syrup. I've never seen a horse turn it down.
So we have the tubes. We also have the feed-in supplements. So something that is just kind of like a high anxiety horse. This kind of takes the chill off.
Certainly.
We can get them from
Shop EHI or your favorite tack store. Most tack shops carry it. If not, www.shopehi.com. You can order it right online. We package it up here.
While we're also talking about keeping them below threshold, you have the pony / what I call the weanling and yearling pom-poms for hauling and or first day at shows. And then the other pom-poms,
size.
so sorry, that come in variety of colors, pink, blue, purple, green, and black for ponies as well. And then we have a bit tape. So if you aren't familiar with, I guess, hunters and jumpers, you can do this.
Absolutely. This is something that we designed a while ago because many of us used to use a lot of the Seal-Tex bandage, and then when you couldn't get the latex anymore because often it was looked upon as a carcinogen, could cause cancer, not on the market. And also the fact that the Seal-Tex tape, if you remember years ago when you'd wrap your stirrups or your bits, it's really, really rough. And we still felt there was a need in the market for it. So we created the original bit wrapping tape, and the bit wrapping tape is something that we've really embraced because you can do a number of things with it. Number one, you can certainly soften a bit. So if you want a bit to be a bit softer, a horse to be able to chew a little bit, you can change a bit. So if, let's say you have a bit like a Waterford or something like that, but you need it to be a bit firmer, you can simply wrap it, and you can change the dynamic of the mouthpiece by simply putting bit tape on it. You can make it firmer, softer. You can really change a lot of the dynamics of your bit. You can wrap just one side. There's really so much you can do, and actually this particular bit tape is some of the longest in the market. It's about 118 inches. It self-adheres, so once it's on, it's not coming off unless you cut it off, or we certainly recommend if a horse has been sucking on it, which they tend to like because it's very clear, no flavor, cut it off and just replace it. And there's so much in here, you can replace it numerous times.
So I want to deviate for a moment from Mindset Equestrian. Mindset Equestrian is here to help spread education in and amongst the equine world through discipline and breed. This is not something we're familiar with in dressage at all. It is not legal for dressage. However, coming from an Arab quarter horse, starting horse background and rehab background, it doesn't mean we cannot train with something or work with our horse to keep them in work that helps work with the horse best while we're working on getting through a mouth issue, a mouth tension. And I also want to really be clear here, we're with a very well-known hunter, trainer, and rider. She also is a quarter horse Congress world champion. And so we're going to see all different kinds of bits that work well in the right hands and the right disciplines with the right training aids. And so what a great opportunity for us to learn about the bit tape.
It's certainly a tool. I mean, it's absolutely a tool. You know, if you have, for example, you've had dental work on your horse and their mouth is a bit sensitive and you don't want to lose valuable training time, you can wrap your bit to protect their mouth. This is so versatile. Again, you can take a bit that you have that might be one that you would show in, such as, let's say, a bit stronger bit showing, but maybe at home you don't need something quite that strong, so you certainly can change bits. But horses often get comfortable with the bit that they have. They get comfortable with the cheek piece, they get comfortable with the fit. So sometimes we'll take a horse and we'll actually, let's say they show in a slow twist D or something like that on the hunter side of the house, we'll actually wrap that at home. So it's a softer bit for them to train in at home, and then we can simply just cut it and remove it when we're in the horse show and they might need something that gets their attention or helps them pay attention to what we're asking them to do. So it's a tool.
And so on the way in, I saw some bits. On the way here, I saw bit cleaner, bit washing.
Yeah.
What is this? Just to keep it as clean as can be, sterilized?
Actually, bit wash is really interesting. It's a cleaning liquid, but it's something that
Buttermint flavored.
It is buttermint flavored. It's actually the same scent and flavor as our bit butter product that we put across the bit.
That I want a candle made for. That is the most amazingly smelling product
great.
I have ever seen.
Well, one of the things we realized when we ride the horses every day, a couple things. Number one is, you know, you can dip your bit in the water that you clean your bridles in, but you're just dipping it in dirt and you're dipping it in glycerin, and that's not something you want your horse to consume. So we created a bit wash, which it's a cleaning solution, but it's natural and edible. Not that I would drink it, but it's edible. So it has a lot of peppermint essential oils, a variety of other essential oils that are antibacterial, antimicrobial, antifungal. So if you have horses that, let's say schooling horses or even your show horse, you can actually simply just spray this across the bit. It gets rid of debris, and we include in these kits a little bit cleaning wand, so you can use this to actually get in the crevices. And we actually include a microfiber towel, and you can use this, hang it up, and it's just really nice. It's actually a moisturizing formula. You can actually use it on your bridle if you'd like, but it leaves just a bit of a great scent and a little bit of lubrication behind, so that when you use your bit the next time when you go riding, the bit slides across their tongue and just helps the bit be a bit more palatable, which really equates to a better ride because they're more comfortable.
And what amazing packaging. So on my way in to try my AP Hassinger pants on, you have bits hanging up. Can we go see those as
Certainly.
well?
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Too?
We do actually, talking about it being inclusive, all of our girths we do from a very small pony size up through, believe it or not, a 60-inch horse size. So girths are something we designed a number of years ago. We designed a straight model, again, mostly for hunters, jumpers, most disciplines. Our dressage girth is coming out. So this is a beautiful washable girth. This is called our straight model, and this is our stabilizer. Our stabilizer is kind of similar to many of the dressage girths you're familiar with that are a little bit wider to give sternal support. Cut back in the elbow to allow freedom of the shoulder. Rolled this one out as a training girth. So we have sewn in D-rings on the side. So if you happen to use any sort of training element, such as a draw rein or anything like that.
From Mindset Equestrian real quick, I wanted to do a quick touch base. Amy Hassinger is kind enough to let me come to her facility and her farm. She mentioned that they make this new ergodynamic girth for training so that we can add in a draw rein. And training aids are used to help the horse in a training in an aid way, not to be abusive, not to be cruel. Any rider that I work with works really well with keeping a horse below threshold and trying to aid the horse towards better, more relaxation, self-carriage, and top-line throughness in all their breeds and disciplines. I am more than happy to do videos on training aids in a sparing way, as long as I have very supportive audience. So I thank her. This can be used in many different ways. And again, we're going to withhold any negative comments coming from a place of unfamiliarity with training aids and or training equipment, as it's meant to be an aid and to help that horse. Just like we use bands for exercise to help our muscles, same goes with these.
In the quarter horse world, you can't snap them between their legs. So this is an alternative. Again, it's just a training aid if you need it for a little support or help with flexibility. This new Pro Series trainer girth has D-rings on the side. It's perfectly washable, super, super soft. But this is one of our most popular girths. This is our Pro Series girth. Sold out of a lot of bits here recently. And we have a variety of new mouthpieces that have come out. But again, these are our Pro Series bits.
They for hunters and jumpers.
Primarily for hunters and jumpers in all disciplines. We have our dressage bits coming out at the first of the year, and they will be really interesting designs. I think people will really appreciate them. Very soft, very ergonomically developed to fit in their mouths comfortably and just give you an opportunity to have better communication with your horse through maybe a more mindful bit that's being a little more cognizant of low palate horses and making sure it fits comfortably, and also to make sure the material in the mouth is such that it's comfortable. A lot of the bits, there was a big push to create bits that were a bit offensive to horses that had a bit of a reaction. So when the horses hypersalvated to protect their mouths from this very uncomfortable metal, it was considered a good thing because then the horses would hypersalivate, and then people would often think that equated to better communication because the mouth was more wet, etc. But believe it or not, it was just you were putting a bit that's a high irritant in your horse's mouth. The hypersalivation came from the fact that the body is producing too much saliva to protect it from the tingling or burning sensation they often can feel with certain metals, which we certainly think is not something we want to do. So we've chosen various mouthpieces that are comfortable in the materials that are hypoallergenic and palatable to the horses.
So Amy, AP Hassinger, from the entire Hassinger brand, the Hunter Jumpers, the entire Equine vet care, the Equine Healthcare International as well, with my favorite supplement in the whole wide world. Just, again, I can't stress that enough. The bit balm, the bit butter, the bit tape, we didn't even cover, I don't think, half of it.
No, there's a lot.
What is the best way to find all of these products, to get in touch with you, to see about sizing?
Absolutely. It's really easy. You can reach out through our website. You can go to www.shopehipei.com. You can see our complete line of all of our equestrian healthcare products, including our Pro Series bits, our girths, our patented reins. That's for next time.
Okay.
A lot of new things coming out. If you're interested in our ladies equestrian fashion company, AP Hassinger Designs, www.aphassinger.us. You can see a lot of our current designs, some new designs. You can purchase right online. Certainly there's a guide to send you to tack shops where you can get some, but if you like to purchase online, just remember, if you purchase it and you take it and you are not absolutely in love with it, we will send a call tag at our expense and take it back, because we want it to fit. We want you to be comfortable in it, and we want you to weigh in on what you want. So you can go right there to the website and make comments about what you want to see in the industry and what you want to wear.
So you have juniors. What's the smallest size you make in adults?
Adults go down to a 20.
Okay, and then it goes to 40 for not all, but
20 to 40
most.
for ladies. Children, goodness, our kids go down to a child's 4, and we are rolling out our men's line come January 1st. So if you're showing this winter, our men's line will be available.
Not all of them have the sparkle, so you don't have to have the sparkle.
No sparkle in mine. Mine are more
Yes.
the traditional breech. There's no sparkle
But
here.
I'm the bling girl, and so some sparkle, some not sparkle, side zip, front zip. Thank you, Amy. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being inclusive, and thank you for educating all of us on all of it. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much.